Okay, so I have a FoodSaver 3230. That's an older machine, but I love it. Did not want to get rid of it. But last time I moved, my little cutter blade, you'll notice this one looks different. We'll get into that. My cutter blade rusted unbearably, and I tried everything I could. I got one side of it back working again, but hey, I want this thing to work. I love it. So I called support because there wasn't a replacement part listed on the website, and they said they don't have a replacement part for it. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. And they sent me one of the little bag cutters like I got when I registered, but that's still not the same. So I took a chance. I got on the website and bought all three of the available blades and figured one of them has to work better than the one I have. The first one I tried was a full assembly, and the handle shape was different, and it fit in there and it sort of worked, but it was like a fraction of an inch too short to really work every time I used it. And then I pulled out this one, which is technically for the Game Saver, but I could tell looking at it in the package up next to my blade that it looked just right. And so what you have to do with your cutter assembly, you see there's two different sides. There's the back side that sits in, that locks it into place in the cutter arm, and then there's this side where it holds the blade assembly in place. But you just lift up on that tab, or pull that tab out, because you can see there is a little notch in there, and you have to pull that tab out so that can come out. It's a little tricky, and it's a little tricky to show on video. There it goes. So there it comes out, and you can see there's the blade on one side, and then the back with the notch that holds it in, and a little spring. Don't lose your spring. Well, actually, doesn't matter, because the FoodSaver Game Saver Titanium Cutter Assembly is what this is, and it does actually work with the 3230. It's a little tricky. You just gotta be careful. Put your spring on the little the little knob on the top. You put your spring on there, and you make sure that your notch is aligned with your notch. Make sure your spring doesn't fall off. Trust me, this is a whole lot easier to do when you're not trying to do it on video. Go up in there ever so carefully, and it clicks into place. And it fits exactly like the original, it's just a different color. I'm okay with that. You never see it anyway.